Hey everyone, I am Morado and now I'm going to explain the graphs of trigonometric function and find the amplitude, the period in radians, the phase shift in radians, the vertical shift, and the minimum and maximum values. Then sketch the graph using radians. So, and number 1, y equals 3 sine of theta minus 5 pi over 6. And amplitude is amplitude, period, phase shift, and vertical shift. So, in amplitude, which is is 3. So the 3 is already given. So that is the amplitude. In period is 2 pi. So in solving the period in radians is which is the 2 pi over b value. Wala may value ang b, so ang value is atong i-substitute into 1. So mahimo na siyang 2 pi over 1. Then 2 pi divided 1 equals to 2 pi. So mao na siya atong period in radians. So sa phase shift, so it's already given na sub. So 5 pi, which is the 5 pi and over 6. So mao na ang value sa phase shift. So then vertical is none because wala naman lain number na naa or extended number, so none na siya. Then sa minimum and maximum is, in minimum is subtracting the amplitude and the vertical and the amplitude, which is 0 minus 3 equals negative 3. So the minimum is adding the vertical plus amplitude equals adding. So may mo siya 0 plus 3 equals 3. So sa graph, so mo ang graph. Number 2, which is the y equals 3 cosine theta. Ang number 2 is cosine. So same like po siya. The amplitude, the period in radians, phase shift, and vertical shift. So, y equals a cosine b theta is the trig function. So, in the muna siyang trig function. So, in sa amplitude is 3. Ang 3 is given already. And the period in radians is 2 pi. So, kita na ito na siya is on solving the radians, period in radians is 2 pi over b equal b, wala may value ang b, so ato siyang substitute into 1. So may siyang 2 pi over 1. And then divided 2 pi divided 1 equals into 2 pi. So mao na siya atong period in radians. 2 pi. Then sa vertical and phase shift and vertical shift is none. Because wala naman siya extended number or other numbers nga makita na to dito sa problem. So, the minimum and maximum is, the minimum is subtracting the vertical and the amplitude, which is 0 minus 3 equals into negative 3. And minimum is adding the vertical and the amplitude. So 0 plus 3 equals 3. So and then this is the graph. So in number 3 is y equals 2 sine of negative 3 theta minus pi over 2 plus 10 plus 2. So kailan gyapon ito ko na the amplitude, period radians, phase shift, and vertical shift. And in solving, the amplitude is given na siya, which is the 2. Then sa period radians is 2 pi over 3. So na may value mb, so may mo na siyang 2 pi over 3. So in solving in full radian of the circle is 2 pi over b is ang b is negative 3 man, may mo na siya ang value. So may mo na siyang 2 pi over negative 3. So, ato siya i-multiply by negative 1 aron ma-positive 3 siya. Kaya dili man ma-divide ang negative 3 into 2 pi. So, ang radiant niya is 2 pi over 3. Then sa phase shift is bx minus c equals 0. So, ang value sa b is negative 3 theta. Then sa c is the pi over 2 equals 0. Atong walaon ang 3 sa theta. So, ato i-divide ang 3 theta. So, 3 theta over 3. And multiply the pi over 2 into 3. So, mahimo siyang theta equals pi over 6. So, ang phase shift is theta equals negative pi over 6. So, ang vertical is 2. And given na siya kay mao na siya ang extended number nga tong makita. So, in minimum and maximum is sa maximum adding the maximum is adding the vertical and amplitude. So, 2 plus 2 equals 4, and the minimum is subtracting the vertical and the amplitude, which is the 2 minus 2 equals 0. And money siya ang atong graph.